Okay. Sorry I'm late. Just had to get some last minute things done. Actually, I need to go change my shirt. Hold on. Just 1 minute. There we go. Also, Sharon Starkey and Jim Machine, good to see you. How are you doing this evening? Okay. Okay, now we can get started. Just got to bring the brightness down a little bit. There we go. Or maybe I could just dim this light down a little bit. There we go. That's better. Okay. Bring it just a little bit. Okay, we are ready to get started. Hey everybody, it's Steven here, and welcome to an evening live stream. Usually they're around 6:30, but I've actually been working on something for the month of April coming up. So let me go ahead and show you two, or more if there's any more on the stream, because since you're here, you get first look at what I'm playing for the month of April. I'm going to switch over here, okay, and switch over to Photoshop. Okay. So, I'm creating thumbnails for each and every one of the special live streams for the month of April. So, April 6th is Nintendo 64 Extravaganza, where you pick what game I play. It could be a Nintendo 64 game I've played a lot, or it could be one that I've never played before. It's up to you. So, that'd be April 6th, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Very important. Then the next one, which this one isn't done yet. I'm almost done. I'm working on it. This one is one that I really hope you'll enjoy personally, because this is my personal idea, and it's something I really enjoyed back when I was little. Me and Thomas would love playing Sonic Adventure 2, and we would love tending the Chow Gardens. It's kind of like raising our own babies, if you will. So that's how I came up with this special idea of a Chow Garden live stream on April 13th, which is also a Saturday, at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, where subscribers get their own chow. Like, for example, if Sharon Starkey or if Jim Machine, if you show up to the live stream, you get a chow. You get a chow with your username on it, and we would actually take care of that chow. I really hope that people can come support this stream in particular, and I will explain why in a bit. But right now, the third one on April 20th at 6 p.m., same time, is going to be a charity live stream for Best Buddies Friendship Walk for Colorado. So basically, during this charity live stream, all the money that is donated to the PayPal page, which I have, will all be donated to this Friendship Walk event. And to make sure that people know that the money's going there, at the end of the stream, whenever the stream ends, I will show you me donating all that money donated to PayPal. I will donate all of it to the Friendship Walk live, so you know that the money is going to a good cause. I emphasize on this because there have been a couple of incidents with some other YouTubers in terms of like where the charity money went. I don't want that. You know that integrity is a big thing for me. So I'm going to show me donating the money to this at the end of the stream. So this is really going to help out Best Buddies in Colorado. I hope you can attend this event. There's going to be some incentives, like you can actually extend the charity live stream, and there's going to be a surprise where you can extend the live stream much further. But I'm not going to announce it until the day of. So if you want to know what the secret, if you want to know how to extend the live stream or what the secret is to this event, you gotta come watch it live, all right? And then the final one is gonna be a bit more low-key. Basically, it's not just gonna be me talking. We're actually gonna have a special guest on the live stream. We're actually gonna be talking with someone I know. Now, who it could be? Again, I'm not gonna say it yet. It could be one of my best friends. It could be someone I'm collaborating with on a project, or it could be someone else entirely. Who knows? So, got a lot of stuff planned. I'm doing a survey on YouTube and Facebook because I don't know whether to announce this tomorrow or Monday. I don't know yet. So hopefully I'll know the answer by tonight. But here's the thing. The thing about these live stream ideas is that these ideas live or die based on your support. If people, if enough people come to the streams and like interact and watch the stream live, then we'll go ahead and keep doing this for future videos. Like if the Chow Garden live stream does great, which I really hope it does, we can do even more of it. Like every other week, we can tend the Chow Garden. You can watch your Chow babies grow. But if they don't get enough support, well, that means we probably won't revisit them again. So if you like any of these ideas, be sure to mark your calendar and come to the stream live. All right? Okay, so that's enough about that. Today, we're going to be talking about the latest autism video I uploaded, which is how to help autistic people eat better. Now, originally, here's a funny story. Originally, when I was doing this video, I was actually going to title this video like Autism and Picky Eating. But someone from one of the Facebook groups, I believe it's Autism in Colorado, actually pointed out something very interesting to me, and it caused me to make a minor change in the video itself in terms of not just the title, but also like how I presented it. Let's see. So Miss Valerie, I don't know whether or not she's here. So as I was saying, so she writes in the comment section of one of my posts, can we use another term? Can we say that choice or preference eating? Because everyone has foods they prefer more because everyone has foods they prefer more than the others, and textures that just feel or taste better for us. My thoughts are that when you say picky eater, most people have a negative connotation on this. Sorry, it's been a long day. Most people have a negative connotation on this. I like to say that our kids or whomever is showing us that they prefer more versus other food. No, God, it's been a long day. I like to say that our kids or whomever is showing us what they prefer more versus other foods. In addition to that, we all go through times that we want to eat just pizza for a month and then are grossed out by pizza for the next 3 months. Still, these are just my thoughts. So, the thing is, like, part of being a content creator is being able to listen to what your audience says, because every now and then, or maybe quite a few times, you might actually learn something. So, with this, I've learned that, okay, maybe I shouldn't say picky eating because that sounds like more like a problem. But with the alternative she provided, like saying preferences, that sounds a little bit more better and less, condescending or less negative. So that's why I decided to change the title to How to Help Autistic People Eat Better. By the way, Jim Machine and Sharon Starkey, if you're still there, did you watch the latest autism video? And what did you think about it? Like, I'm still experimenting with this new format in terms of like, sharing my own personal experience and having some B shots with the avatar. So this is kind of new terrain for me, so I'm kind of curious as to what you two think. Oh, you did see it. Awesome. What did you think of it? Like, were there parts you like? Were there parts that you maybe think I should improve on? So, Jim Machine says, I enjoyed it, and I'm personally looking to eat healthier. Nice! Good for you, Jim Machine. That's awesome. Well, hopefully my autism video helped you out a bit. Because, like, in terms of, like, a diet and, with eating healthy foods, that's probably been the biggest struggle for me. Because, oh, nice, Sharon Starkey. Glad you watched it. So, part of the reason that, it's been the biggest struggle for me is because, back when I was a child, I would only eat, like, a few foods. And I was very specific of what I would eat. Like, with the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, it had to be Jif creamy peanut butter. It cannot be crunchy. And it has to be grape jelly, not strawberry jelly, because the strawberry jelly tends to have the seeds in them, and it kind of disrupts the whole flow. And it also has to be on white bread, and maybe sometimes on wheat bread. So there was that. And, like, when it came to, like, lunchtime, what would happen is, like, there would be these, what I would call the 3 unholy trifectas of sandwiches that I would eat during lunch. It would either be a cheese sandwich, which would be just American cheese, mayonnaise, and white bread, or it'd be the peanut butter and jelly sandwich I mentioned before, or it would be hot dogs. Like, I would actually microwave the hot dogs, put in a hot dog bun, and then pack it for later. Which, in hindsight, is probably not a good idea because, like, as you're going through the day, the hot dog's getting cooler and cooler, and it would probably be cold by the time lunchtime comes. So I would actually be eating cold hot dogs during lunch, and, like, thankfully, I didn't have any serious medical problems, but looking back, I really shouldn't have done that. Like, it's like that packing a lunch was an alternative to, like, having to eat what was in the cafeteria, like what the cafeteria chefs were making. But I'm pretty sure that the cafeteria chef stuff would have been more preferable than cold hot dogs. Let's see, Jim Machine says, I'm not too particular about foods I like to avoid. I eat most things personally. Okay, that's cool. It was so long ago, I can't remember what suggestions I may have had. My son only ate 3 foods for 14 years. Yeah, I mean, if it weren't for, like, if it weren't for my mom and dad, I'd probably be stuck with, just 3 or 4 foods as well. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that contributed to my bad eating habits back then. Like, there would be so many different commercials about, like, Cheez-Its, there was Goldfish, and all these chips products. And there was also, like, what was it called? Cheese Nips or Cheese Bits or Cheese Blats or whatever. And it was like, the way they market it was like, it was not only trying to get you to buy their snacks to eat, but it was also advertised in a way that, hey, everybody else is doing it, you should too. So, like, it was because of that, that I would eat a lot of the unhealthy snacks and not enough of the, fruits and veggies. Like bananas, for some reason, that always caught on because I love bananas, like how smooth it felt. But back when I was a kid, I actually had a very hard time eating apples. Like, I kid you not, I would take a bite or 2 of the apples, and I would actually spit it out because I didn't like how brown it looked afterwards. So, like, I think it was because of, like, how snacks and stuff were marketed that, that kind of drove me to eating unhealthier stuff, If I was, I can't help but think that, like, if I was, Sorry, something's been irritating my throat all day. The other thing was that, I look back and I can't help but wonder, if I had eaten healthier from the start, would that have set me up better later on? Like, if I had eaten healthier foods when I was little, would I not have had the weight problem? But that's history for you. A lot of past stuff and a lot of what ifs, you know? And that's kind of the reason why I did not mention early intervention is key during the eating video. Because, like, since I myself did not take that advice, I don't think it's appropriate for me to tell you that advice, you know? Like, if I did not eat healthier back then, why would I expect other people to, you know? Had to be banquet, chicken nuggets, blueberry apple, whoa, blueberry applesauce? That was a thing? And McDonald's hamburgers. But hold up. Okay, that's the first time I've heard about blueberry applesauce. Like, was that something you just put together yourself? You know? Oh, hey, SM, good to see you. SM says, you're very susceptible to peer pressure. Yeah, I'll admit that. Like, in more recent years, I've gotten better in terms of, like, you know, not giving into peer pressure. A couple examples I can't really go into. That's more like, you know, personal stuff. Yes, in baby food jars? Oh, you mean like the Gerber brand or something like that? Yeah, it's like peer pressure has been a big obstacle for me over the years. Like, in more recent years, I've gotten over it, but, like, peer pressure definitely kind of got the better of me a lot of times. You know, just this desire to fit in with everybody else. I don't really know how much that contributed to, like, my eating habits. I don't really know if that's, like, a factor or not. I think it was more like a personal choice than anything else. There was one time, back when I was in elementary school, and there were these couple classmates that were eating this snack, and I can't remember for the life of me. It was like a cheese blast, and the advertisement was like, it's like an explosion of flavor in each bite. And those two kids were trying to imitate that. And I tried joining the conversation, but I just have tortilla chips, you know? It was not the same snack, and I tried to do the same thing, and the two kids were looking at me like, right. And they just slowly walked away. So there were some instances where it's like, you know, the foods being advertised kind of made me want to have those snacks, not only, you know, to try a different snack, but also, like, you know, to fit in with the people around me. Jim Machine says, I had an apple some minutes ago. Oh, which apple was it? Was it like the granny apple, the green one, or was it like the red one, or is it like the yellow one? In more recent years, I've actually grown a kid towards more green apples, the granny apples, not only because they're more sweeter and more smooth compared to like the red apple, but having green apples in particular kind of helps with my saliva problem, you know? Like, in recent years, even though I drink enough water, there is still this issue I have where it's like there's too much saliva buildup. So eating green apples in particular actually helps with that, because the acid from the apple in particular helps with, you know, dealing with the excess saliva. Fuji, I think, red. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so, God, where was I? Oh, yes. It wasn't for lack of trying to get him to eat other foods. It was a sensory thing for him. he would touch it with his tongue, and if he didn't like the texture, he would not put it in his mouth. Actually, I kind of did the exact same thing when I was little. But not just the tongue, I would also do the lips. Like, if it didn't feel right with my lips, I would not eat it at all, you know? And it's like, there were plenty of foods that I grew to like later on. Like, I remember during our time in California, like me, Daniel, and actually, no, Thomas wasn't even in the picture back then. Me and Daniel would have a lot of toast because what my dad would do is he would toast an entire loaf of bread, like every single slice, and butter them up, you know, and have it all served to us for the family to enjoy. Oh, I gotta head out because dinner is ready. See ya. Oh, cool. Thanks for dropping by, Jim Machine. And don't forget about the live streams on April. I'll probably post more about it next week. But hey, I'm glad you showed up to the live stream. Hope you can come to more in the future. Take care. So, as I was saying, the thing is, like, we really love toast because, again, of what we saw on TV. Because the big thing was, like, one of the most favorite specials that me and the family would love to watch is the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special. And, you know, back then I wasn't really a fan of, you know, turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and all that stuff. Like, the only thing that I liked about Thanksgiving back then were just the rolls. That's it. That is all I would eat. Like, nothing else. Like, back during Thanksgiving, I would probably have to have, like, a sandwich for myself because I would not eat any of the Thanksgiving stuff. But the thing about the Thanksgiving Charlie Brown special was that they did Thanksgiving a different way. They did popcorn. They did jelly beans. They did pretzel sticks. And most of all, toast. They did toast. And for the life of me, like, I was drawn to toast ever since then. Like, the Charlie Brown special was actually what made me interested in having toast. So Dad would actually make several pieces of toast with butter on the regular and just keep serving it for everybody, you know. And it was kind of like another instance where, like, what I saw on TV really impacted, like, what I would eat on the regular, you know? And then there was, like, mac and cheese. Oh, I could not get enough of mac and cheese. Like, nowadays, I'm trying to steer clear of it because I know how addictive it is. But it's like, when it came to mac and cheese, even in more recent years, like, I would enjoy it so much, I would always go for seconds no matter what. There would not be any leftovers left. And it's like, everyone was trying to get theirs, you know, before I got through mine because I just loved it to death. And, you know, I think part of sorry, let me get my words right. It wasn't until one day, Sharon Starkey says, my kid hated mac and cheese? Well, okay, now I'm curious why. Because I haven't really heard that many people hate mac and cheese. Now I'm curious. Why was it? Was it because of the taste, the texture, or maybe was it something else? Because I'm actually keenly interested now. So, let's see. I think a starting point to me trying different foods was when my mom found this small Mexican restaurant where we lived at. There wasn't really that many people, so it wasn't really overwhelming for me. So it was a place where I could practice, you know, sitting at the table. Oh, it's texture. Oh, okay. Was it like, you know, too slimy, or was it like too chewy, or, you know, like, see, I haven't heard that many people dislike mac and cheese, so I'm genuinely interested in this. But the problem is, like, for the life of me, I cannot remember what the name of the Mexican restaurant was, or if it's still around for that matter. All I know is that it was in California and it was near home, you know. And at this place, I would practice, you know, certain phrases, manners, what to do and what not to do at the table, because I loved going under the table a lot, even though I shouldn't. And the other thing was, like, my mom talked to the manager about this, you know, explaining the situation, and they were okay with it. And what they did was, they would show pictures of the different foods they have. And I would kind of look at the pictures, you know, see what they have, and then if I was interested, I would try a small bite. Now, usually I would just have a quesadilla, you know, because that was like my go-to. But every now and then, I would try a little bit of something new. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work, you know. But it was a restaurant in particular that I felt comfortable in, you know. It was a comfortable, safe place for me to practice the table manners, you know, practice family outings in a controlled environment, you know, and enjoy the food and have a good time. I think it was at that point that I started to go out to different restaurants and have different things, like such as IHOP for their pancakes, Denny's, and there was also, when we were moving from California to Maryland, we actually took a stop at Georgia. So at Georgia was where Waffle House is, and I was not used to eating waffles that big, but it was like in the years after I went to that Mexican restaurant, I was a little bit more open to, you know, trying new foods, you know, but it wasn't like me trying a new food every single day. It'd be like once in a blue moon. Otherwise, I would just stick with my comfort foods and nothing else. He will now eat the box kind with the Velveeta package inside. I don't know what part of the texture he doesn't like, but it must be associated with the cheese. Huh. So he actually puts Velveeta cheese in there? Like, what does that do? Does it make the mac and cheese more creamy? Because I've been trying to experiment with that for a while, because I don't know if anyone noticed it, but I feel like the mac and cheese that was around in the 90s was more smooth and creamy than what we have right now, because I don't know why, but for the life of me, I can't figure out why in recent years that the Kraft's mac and cheese in particular has become more soupy. It's just more wet. It's not the same as it was before, you know? So I'm kind of wondering if adding this Velveeta cheese in there will actually make a difference, you know? I might actually try it. There we go. So, SM, if you're still there, did you have any preferences about what you eat? Assuming you're still there anyway. Let's see, what was I saying? Yeah, so, like, it would be once in a blue moon where I would try out these, where I would try new foods. You know, it was still a struggle. Like, ask my mom. She could easily attest for that. You buy the box kind made by Kraft. Okay, that's good to know. All right, I will keep that in mind next time I make mac and cheese, which probably won't be for a while. I'm still trying to lose weight. I kind of hit this plateau. I'm trying to get off the plateau. But maybe later on down the road I'll revisit this. I'll keep this in mind. So let's see. So it was still a struggle until I landed an internship, which turned into a freelance job as a photographer with the Umbrella Syndicate. Now, I mentioned this a little bit in the autism video, but I want to mention it again because it's very important. There's Velveeta cheese in its package, not the powder kind. Okay, so it's like the actual cheese, not like the powdered cheese. Okay, good to know. So, the reason I think back to my freelance photographer job a lot is because of the different environments I was exposed to. Like I mentioned, concerts. There was also, formal fundraisers where we actually had to dress up formally for them because there was like some big wigs there. There was also wine festivals where, it's all kinds of people trying different kinds of wine, and there's this step-by-step procedure. And I swear on my word as a content creator, there was actually a fundraising event that stood out to me above all others. It was kind of like when I was first getting started. It was the Rappel for Kidney Health event for the Kidney Health Foundation in Baltimore, Maryland. So what we have was this hotel. Oh, hold on. My preferences depend on whether it tastes good. Okay, so it doesn't really have much to do with like texture or smell particular. It's just whether or not it tasted good. Okay. So what happened was during this event, there was basically whoever could rappel down to a certain point would raise a certain amount of money for the Kidney Foundation, for kidney health. Here's the catch. The catch was, it was all the way up to the top on the 32nd floor of the hotel, like all the way up to the roof. I remember, I'll tell you in a bit. And you had to rappel from the outside of the building. The outside, mind you. You had to rappel from outside the hotel, from the roof, all the way down to the 5th floor. And on the 5th floor, there was like a hangout place where there's supposed to be like tables and, sitting place or a place to run around. But it was all cleared out for the fundraiser. And it's like, oh God, it's still surreal to think back to that. Because like, I was on both ends. I was on the 5th floor watching people come down, like, seeing the rappel down. I was taking some pictures, very good ones. I wish I could find where they still are. Actually, I might be able to. Let me double check real quick. Maybe I can find the Facebook page where the pictures are. Hold on one moment. So, as I was saying, I was watching them from the 5th floor, but I'll tell you right now, the view from below does not do it any justice. I will tell you that right now, because eventually I was invited to go all the way up to the roof, and that view was, oh my God, that was just absolutely gorgeous. Let's see. Okay, so I found the Facebook page where stuff used to be. Okay. Okay, there's like one. Okay, good. The pictures are still there. Good. They haven't gotten rid of it. Thank God. I'm going to share this with you in a bit. So, here we are. So, let me get the screen sharing thing. Let's see. Let's see. I wanted to go to Chrome. There we go. Okay. So, if you take a look at like right here and right here, oh my God, 2013. That's like over 10 years ago. I feel old. So, these were some of the shots I took. Like, seeing the close-ups of them coming down. And you see this view right here. God, it looks so grainy. And it's like, watching them rappel down, this view does not do it justice at all. So when I come up to the roof, it gives like a whole different experience. And this is a picture I was particularly proud of. Just look at this. You are seeing the roof of one of the hotels in Baltimore, and you just see buildings and trees as far as the eye can see. And it's like, it feels so small compared to where you are now. Like when I was actually looking down from the roof, I got this 1,000-yard stare as if the height was just pulling me down with it, So it's like, I don't think any amount of video games in the world is going to make me forget this event and forget this view for as long as I live, you know. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. But the thing is, like, as I was exposed to these different atmospheres, I was exposed to different kinds of food. And the one kind of event I remember that really kicked off me wanting to try new foods more regularly was something called the Mason-Dixon Chef Tournaments. It was kind of like MasterChef, but more local and stuff, where teams would compete against each other to make the best dishes. And I was able to go to these Mason-Dixon chef tournaments on the regular. So the chefs actually let me try, you know, the different foods as they're cooking them. Like, I didn't just get to photograph the foods. I actually got to taste samples of them and watch how the food was made. It was at that point where I became more intrigued with food. And like nowadays, I just, you know, try different foods on the regular. Like, I made myself my own diet sandwich, which I have on the regular now. I do sushi on a weekly basis, which has, you know, raw fish, which I didn't like when I was a kid. Like, it had to be breaded, battered, and deep fried, or wasn't getting eaten at all. But like, I eat raw fish on the regular. I'm having more of fruits and veggies in my diet, you know. And it was because of the exposure to different kinds of events that really kind of set that in motion for me. So that's why I put the hint in there in terms of, like, you know, get outside your box, go out and see what the world offers. Because, like, even if you think you got your diet set, I believe if you see more of what the world has to offer, you might be open to new possibilities, you know. Like, best case scenario, it's a new food you like. Worst case scenario, well, at least you could say you tried, which is a lot more than many others can say, you know. So, yeah, I think we've ran for a pretty good time for this live stream today. Sorry it was a little late. I'll try to be more timely in the future, but be sure to come back during the month of April, because, like, I will make sure that each April live stream starts at 6 p.m. So, like, I'm really looking forward to the April live streams. I hope you're looking forward to them too, because, again, these ideas live or die based on your support. So thank you very much for watching. We're probably going to wrap it up now. Thank you to SM, Sharon Starkey, and Jim Machine for showing up on the live stream. I really appreciate it. And as well as appreciate others who either watch it live or just watching it later on. You know, I really appreciate it. And if you want to share some of your personal experience or have any more questions, let us know in the comments section below. So I think we've had a pretty good time on this live stream today. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good weekend. Have a good Easter, since that's coming up tomorrow, Easter Sunday. And until the next live stream, see you later. Bye.